Hey everyone, Shabim here and welcome back to the next episode of the Foot Manager 2019 Career Mode with Newcastle United. Right, we're back with another two Champions League games as well as the home game in the Premier Cup sandwiched between against Bournemouth. But since the last time I saw you, we beat Fulham 3-1 in the league. Goals from Lee Thomas, Nuno Coelho and João Ribeiro. We then played Wimbledon in the FA Cup away. 3 goals from Holger Feiner, a German striker of course. We played off against Eastbourne Borough with a 2-0 victory. Abdullah Ungessen and Omid Rahimi with the goals. Again, we had 108 players away on international duty during this game. So we really struggled to put a squad together, really did. Then we got a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth in the first round of the Premier Cup. Of course, the away goal could help us out though. Right, so today we're going to start things off against Internacional in the Champions League and then Vitória de Guimarães. We're looking at a pretty good position because it's worked out really well for us so far. Everyone else has drawn. So we have 4 points at the top of the table after 2 games. So we should be able to confirm our position. If we win both these games, I think we will confirm our position in the next round. So without further ado, Internacional awaits. Right then, here we go. Now, if you didn't watch the previous episode, you will not know that I messed this up monumentally with the registration. And I don't know how I did it, but I've not registered our players. So all we can use are players that are under the 21-year-old, I think it is. So, yeah. In goal, we have got Benjamin Izelli, who looks like he's actually pretty good, actually. He might end up overtaking our other 2 goalkeepers anyway, soon, to be honest with you. Left back, we're going to go with Tom Coates, the Englishman. In the middle, then, we have got Vlad Baluta, the Moldovan centre-back. 11 caps now for Moldova. Good player, actually. Alongside Arhan Versteeg, the Dutchman. And then at right back, we bring in Osama Lusif, who was so impressive last game, or last episode. So, be interested to see if he can continue that on here today. In the middle, we go with David Sierra. Alongside Solomon Traore. Not played a first team. Well, he come on as a sub in the previous Champions League games. Has got 1 game in the Bright Stars Championship. But apart from that, not had a lot of football so far. Not bad for a 19-year-old Ivorian. He is wanted by a few clubs on loan. Birmingham, Blackburn and Sheffield United. So Birmingham are in the Premiership. So it shows a good sort of level. Karl-Heinz Michael plays at left midfield. We have Nuno Coelho playing as the attacking centre midfielder. Such a useful player, this guy. He can play in all different positions as well. John Darch plays up the right, the young Englishman. And the striker today is, once again, Holger Feiner. So hopefully, this team will be long enough. This team will be strong enough to beat Internacional and give us the boost we need moving forward. And hopefully, we will get a chance to register a new team before the knockout stages. Otherwise, we're going to get destroyed by somebody big, aren't we? I don't know how I did it, to be honest. It's not a bad team, though. Don't get me wrong, because we've got quite a few young players in our team anyway, so it's not a bad team at all. It is going to help with their progression, playing games like this. But I was hoping to be able to use some of the bigger names. Brian Santana, for example. Lazzarini. Marco Costa. Grimaldo, whatever it is. Antonio Luiz. Good tackle by Coates. Here's Traore. Here's Sierra. Here's Michael. Ball falls to Coelho. Back out to Michael. Finds Coates. It's a great ball in as always, but Jadson catches it. Be nice to get an early goal here, just to stamp our control on the game. Luciano. Good tackle by Michael. And he's got some space. Finds Feiner in tons of space. And Holger Feiner with another goal this season. Holger Feiner and Michael seem to have really built up a great relationship. I've noticed this a few times when these 2 guys have played together. They seem to play very, very well together. Of course, both German. That probably helps. They've got to speak the same language. Play for the same, obviously, youth level in German football as well. But that was a good bit of play by the pair of them. And we lead 1-0 after 6 minutes. Nice. I'm happy with that. I think I might take Feiner and Michael off the... I just put everyone in the under 23s on the loan list. Just to see who would go out and then we can just use the rest of them. But I don't feel like I want to lose Feiner or Michael anymore on loan. But then again, it depends who comes in. If somebody comes in at a top level and offers them a full season of football in, I don't know, the Premiership or the Bundesliga or something like that, then I think I'd let them go because it's going to be beneficial for them. So waiting to see what happens there. Here's Rodrigo down the left-hand side. Ball into Ojeda. Here's Victor. Oh. Okay, had to pull a good save out of Izelli. Here comes Igon. With the corner, it's headed clear by Traore. Only fires Tagliafico, who's their top goal scorer, I think. Igon's ball back in. And we bring the ball out, Sierra. Okay. We're looking pretty solid. I'm happy with how things are going so far. Finer's obviously scored himself a goal. Michael with the assist. So really decent position. Atlanta have scored against Vitoria. I suppose we can't hope for another draw, can we? That would be a bit too cheeky, but if there is another draw, that'd be amazing. I wonder where this sits for the Brazilians then, because this is right at the beginning of their new season. I don't know, is it mid-season for them? Is it off-season? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. That's a penalty. It is a penalty, okay. Oh no, the VAR has been called in to check it, and yes. No, it's not been given. Or has it been given? It was just a free kick, not a penalty. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. Lucif playing a 7.1. Yes, there we go. Vitoria has got an equaliser in that game. Right, so we are going to passionately say we're happy with the performance so far. Let's keep the young players happy. Here's Traore. Out wide now to Coates. Now Coelho's struggling a bit, so I think we probably will take Coelho off just to protect him. Who do we have to cover Coelho's position? We have Baburin. Vladimir Baburin, the Russian centre attacking midfielder, is going to come on. And I think apart from that, I think we're probably okay for now. Just want to protect Coelho because his energy level was quite low down. I think this might be Baburin's debut as well. Here's Michael, back to Baburin. Sierra. Traore. Sierra, come on, see the movement out wide. Baburin, he does get it out wide to Darch, who plays the ball into the middle. It's caught there by Jadson, but we're still putting the pressure on. What's that for? It's a penalty. What for? I have no idea, but Baburin's going to take it on his debut and he puts it in the back of the net. Wow, Vladimir Baburin scores. Granted, it's a penalty, but it's his first ever goal and he's only been on the pitch for a matter of a few minutes. I'm not quite sure what that was even for, to be honest. The ball went in, there must have been a push on one of the players because the ball went in, the keeper caught it pretty easily, so maybe somebody was pushed to stop them getting anywhere near it. Here's Baburin again. Lucif takes it, plays it into the middle. Here's Sierra. Sierra! Oh, David Sierra, what a goal for him as well. It's his first ever goal for Newcastle United, and all of a sudden we lead 3-0. I'm happy. I am happy with this. I think we needed a strong win here. And again, considering how much I screwed up with the squad, it looks like we're still going to qualify from the group stages pretty easily. There's another highlight straight after that one. We're not going to embarrass International here, are we? Their names have changed again. I keep... There's a patch you download to replace all the Brazilian names and competitions, that sort of stuff, to make it all correct. But every time that FM release a patch for the game, that patch is an unofficial patch, obviously. That patch gets wiped over, so we have to keep doing it over and over again. And I don't think it works very well on pre-saved games, so I might have to just use the editor to maybe just change the names of the clubs that are in the Champions League. Problem is just trying to figure out who's who. I know this is International because it's quite simple, but there's a few with like completely different names. Right, let's bring on Lovro Simic, a younger Croatian player who's not played probably at all, really. And let's bring on, I feel like Zwart is the most important, but I'm actually going to bring on Kevin Abundis because I believe he's got a fantastic potential in the future. We're going to have a quick look at these players then. So we have, there we go, Vladimir Baburin. He's okay. Maybe not as good as we hoped he was going to be, but then again, he's He could be very good to excellent. We're not sure yet. But he's 19 years old already. So we've also got Simic, Lovro Simic, who is actually very good, isn't he? 18-year-old Croat. Looks like a player we can really work with in the future. And then obviously I've just brought on Abundis, who I can't click on. There he is. He's very one-dimensional in what he's got, but what he's got is what he needs, I suppose, isn't he? Finishing, fantastic. His heading's not great. Anticipation, composure, decisions off the ball. He looks like he could be a good player for us. He's got a bit of work to do still, though. There's the ball in. It's headed away, and that is going to be full-time whistle. Yes, it is. There we go. 3-0 victory at home to International. Put us top of the table with 9 points. Be interested to see what happened in the other game. It was 1-1 last time I saw. Not saying it didn't pop up again. I didn't notice, but we'll find out in a minute. But next up, we've got Bournemouth in the Premier Cup. And here we go then. It's 1-1 from the first leg, and we are going with Steve Corbett in goal, who is still trying to push for a move because he's not playing enough. I don't think he wants to be our backup goalkeeper. Antonio Luiz comes in at left back. We don't really need a backup goalkeeper thinking about it, do we? Because we've got Izeli, I suppose, don't we? But it's just because he's English for the All-English Cup. Marco Costa then in centre-back, alongside Arhan Versteeg. Tom Coates at right back. 1 cap for England now. The 2 central midfielders of Patrick van der Ven, alongside Antonio Lazzarini. And then our 3 attacking players are going to be Nuno Coelho playing at the left, with João Ribeiro coming through the centre, and Lee Thomas pushing up the right. I'm not sure how much I rate Lee Thomas, to be honest with you, but they're saying he's a very good player, but I don't know, he did well for us last season, I suppose. And up front we have Brian Santana. Right, so without further ado, let's get straight into the game. It's a big one. It could be a chance for us to make it through to the next round of the Premier Cup. Let's go. It's 1-1 from the first leg. We should have probably won that game. We had better stuff going on, but see what happens. Got an early highlight though. Patrick van der Ven. Here's Lazzarini. Thomas back to Ribeiro. Here's Coelho. Nice ball out wide, finding Coates. Ball into the middle. Thomas heads it just over the top. So maybe Thomas does a lot more than I give him appreciation for, doesn't he, really? There we go. Lee Thomas does score a goal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a bit I didn't really think that Thomas was that strong, but evidently he is. He just seems to always do well every time he's on the pitch, and that's the it just confuses me, because I always think that the right players are the wrong players and so forth, and yeah, I'm second guessing myself because he doesn't get in the team. When Ferno, our new Italian guy, when he's back from injury, he's got a 3-month injury at the moment with torn calf muscles. Once he comes back, probably Lee Thomas again will drop to a second choice, but maybe he's worth keeping. I've only been really keeping him because he's English for the All-English Cup, and same with Corbett as well. Potentially I could let both of them go in January and then just utilise some more of the younger players, I suppose. Because we do have some great young players in Garrido and Karl Heinz Michael for wingers. So we have those options already. We've got David Sierra as a centre midfielder. So I feel like all Lee Thomas is doing is blocking those players from getting more games, I suppose. So yeah, maybe I think Lee Thomas and Corbett will let go in the summer, in January, I think. And then just to help concentrate on some of the younger players, that'll help them progress quicker and make them better. Because Lee Thomas is as good as Lee Thomas is going to get. Whereas players like Garrido and Michael are just going to get better and better, aren't they? Right, here's Van der Ven. going all the way around for a nice little run. Here's Coates, back out to Lazzarini. Here's Van de Ven. Into Thomas. Here's Ribeiro. Van de Ven. Antonio Luis. Into the middle. Santana's headed away. Lazzarini. It is in! I didn't think it was going to be, but Lazzarini ploughs it into the top corner and we lead 2-0 here at home to Bournemouth. And I feel like we are securing ourselves in the next round of this competition, which would be good. I don't think we got this far in the last season, did we? Which we should. We got a bit... Well, I say we got lucky. We got knocked out of a few of the competitions quite early, and we weren't in the Champions League, of course. So this season, we're going to end up playing a hell of a lot more games at this rate, aren't we? Because we're getting further and further in the competitions. I mean, we got knocked out of the British Cup pretty early. We got knocked out of the Premier Cup on the first round, I believe. Got knocked out of the All English Cup pretty early as well. So we literally just had the Bright Stars Championship. The FA Cup, we got knocked out again against, I think probably early January. We got knocked out in that. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but it was a bit embarrassing. That was another loss against a team we shouldn't have lost. But yeah, we went for a little bad patch in the middle of the season, didn't we? And it wasn't the best time. Liverpool playing Man City means one of the big teams are going to get knocked out. And Watford are currently beating Chelsea. I say, well, Watford beating Chelsea doesn't mean anything at this point in time because it depends what happens in the other leg. But hopefully that's one that could benefit us as well. Santana with a kick-off. Here's Van de Ven. Out to Thomas. There isn't much to this really. It's just the, start of half one. So Thomas is playing a 7.4. Lazzarini playing an 8.2 here today. We've got a chance now to probably bring on a couple of the younger players off the bench just to give them an opportunity and also rest some of the bigger names. But we do have a highlight first. Here's Lazzarini forward to Ribeiro. Here's Thomas. Nice ball out wide to Santana. Back to Thomas. Here's Lazzarini. Van de Ven. It's a big header forward by Jones. Here's Antonio Luis. Costa. Lazzarini. Here's Van de Ven again. Come on, guys. Bring it forward. Lazzarini. Nice ball. Finding the run of Coates has been fantastic for us, hasn't he? And that, my ladies and gentlemen, is a penalty. Bruno Santana is going to take it. And he slams it home, of course he does. That makes it 3-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. Brian Santana's 5th goal of the season, which is not that impressive considering that we are close to the end of October now. Be hoping for more from him, to be honest with you, but it shows his goals come from elsewhere as well, doesn't it? Right, so who's going to come on then? I mean, actually, let's just change things up completely here. Okay, let's bring you up to there. Can you two like play here and here nicely? Why playmaker? You can play there. Coelho can't play there very well apparently, so we are going to go with Joe Williams in place of Coelho, and we're going to bring on Finer, and we're going to bring on Zwart. There we go. We're going to go with a 4-4-2 just to give Finer and Zwart some football again. And Joe Williams. And then rest 3 big players in Ribeiro, Coelho and Santana moving forward. We don't want to risk any more big injuries. Then we got Furno out injured at the moment. 3 months with a torn calf. He must be coming back soon though. He's been out for quite some time. He got injured very early on in the season. Corbett. It was a sloppy save by Corbett really. He came out, he caught it, but then dropped it straight on the head of the striker. Disappointing, really, actually, there by Corbett. Very disappointing. You see him, he comes out, catches the ball almost, then just sort of loses it, and it just drops straight to Neil Bush, who is not going to miss when you give an open goal like that, is he, really? Right. We're going to see this game out now, though, by the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's good. Through to the next round of the Premier Cup, which is a good place to be. I mean, we got lucky with the draw. I don't know who we got drawn in the next round yet. I think it has already happened, so we'll have to have a look at that in a moment. There's a full-time whistle. Excellent. Lazzarini gets the man of the match. And we are looking good. Right. Delighted with everyone. let's get into that final game of the video against Vitória de Guimarães. I can't believe our luck, I really can't. Here we go. So in the previous game, it was a draw again. So at the moment, we have won all 3 of our games, and all the other teams have drawn against each other and lost against me. So we're 7 points at the top of the table. We've already qualified. With 3 games remaining, we've already qualified. So we can't moan, can we? Anyway, let's get into the game. And here we go then. Right, because we've already qualified, I've been a bit more liberal with bringing some different players in. Straight away in goal, we got Benjamin Izelli. Of course, we know how good this young lad is. 18-year-old German from Dortmund. At left back, then we've got Fabio, I think making his second appearance, his first start for the club. I did sign him. It was a free transfer, I believe. Yeah, I signed him on a free transfer. He played 17 games last season for Tranmere. Went on loan to Gateshead this year and didn't give him a single game up until now. So I've called him back and we're going to play him here today. Vlad Baluta gets a game again in the middle of defence. Alongside Arhan Versteeg. At right back then, we have got Tom Coates. And then our 2 centre midfielders are David Sierra. Alongside Solomane Traore again. At the left, we're going to go with John Darch, who... Again, I'm unsure about John Darch at this point in time. Camilo Zapata gets his first start. No, his second start actually. He started in the FA Cup once. He gets his second start for the club. With Karl-Heinz Michael playing up the right. And then Karl-Heinz Michael's... they seem to link together so well up front. That is Holger Feiner. Right, let's go. We've already qualified, so we don't really need to do too much, but I would still like to win. Why not? As my door in the background is squeaking open and closed, which is quite scary, I must admit, but hopefully it's just the wind. Who knows? Right, ball comes in, it's Fabio. Fabio again is a player that I might look at moving on. Oh, Tom Coates slams it into the back of the net. Wow. Yeah, Fabio is a player I might look at moving on because he's 20-year-old now, and I feel like we've got better choice young left backs coming through, so I think I might let him go. It's a hell of a hit that is, though. Hell of a hit. Alright then. We're still looking good then. We're leading anyway. Well, I say we're dominating the game. There's not much to it really, is there? 30 minutes in, 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. But so I would like to win this game. Again, it just helps us progress some of these younger players as well. And then at least we're qualified now. Hopefully we'll be allowed to redo our registration when we get into the knockout stage, and then we can put some of the bigger players in. I don't know how I did this still. I really don't. I seem to recall I might have... it might have been quite late at night and I might have just left it to the assistant. And for some reason the assistant has not put them in. I'm not quite sure why. Coates is going for it again, and Coates has done it again. Tom Coates, second goal of the game for him. Wow. And Zapata gets the assist with that as well. It says Zapata got some excellent play for the... It's just a ball out wide. It's not exactly excellent play. It's all Coates' goal, really. Look at that. Cuts inside. Takes a low drilling shot right into the back of the net. Right. It's their highlight this time. They're coming forward. Silva plays the ball back to Souza. Big ball forward, nice cut out. Nope, maybe not quite enough. Ball into the middle, it's a good goal. It's Hilaro Paiva. Disappointing. Disappointing. Well, we're still in the lead. That's the main thing. It was a good goal, actually, for them. I mean, I feel disappointed in this guy here. Fabio. Well, sort of maybe reinforces what I was saying then. So I'm not overly sure that he is the best player for us moving forward. I don't know. Well, we're leading 2-1 either way anyway. It doesn't really matter. We're going to qualify. We want to qualify top of the group. Obviously, that's going to give us a better seeding for the knockout stages. I can't see us not finishing top of the group anyway, to be honest. Alright, here's Fabio once again. Ball forward to Zapata. Here's Darch. Back to Zapata. It's poor Ball. Is it poor Ball? It's poor Ball. And all of a sudden they're on the counter-attack now. Lucana's in. And they've equalised. Bloody hell. That's not good. Not good at all. I'm disappointed with that. Very disappointed. I mean, we're in a pretty strong position, and then we've completely thrown it away at this point in time. I don't even know what to say. Both assists have come from this guy here, Shavam Silva, who's... he's alright. We've got a corner. Sierra, headed. Oh, it's over the top. It's going to be a goal kick. I mean, a draw here is not the worst result in the world, don't get me wrong, but I was hoping for better than that. It's not been a very good game so far up front for Finer, but we haven't really got... Well, we have got Swart. Let's bring Swart on for a goal. For a game. Let's hope he gets a goal. Nuno Coelho can come on in place of Zapata. And I think we'll... hopefully that'll make a big change for us. So it'd be nice to get the win here, but a draw's not the end of the world. Gets us another point. Atlanta are winning the other game 2-0, so it looks like somebody's finally going to take the ball by the horns in this group, and that'll be Atlanta. Oh, there is a highlight. Can we steal this again? No, but can they steal it? No. Go on, Coates, we're on a hat-trick. Plays the ball in nicely to Touré. Here's Coelho. Out to Coates. Ball into middle, Zwart. Zwart's done it! Right chain, Tello Zwart heads it into the back of the net and makes it 3-2 with only a few minutes remaining. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I was not expecting that, I must admit. Zwart heads it into the back of the net. I feel bad now because I had no real... I didn't think Zwart would do that, to be honest. I really thought once I took Finer off and brought Zwart on, I thought that was going to be the end of the game for us, but he's done it. He's only going to pull it out of the bag. He's got the goal. Versteeg's clearance. Here's Sierra. Bringing the ball forward. Ball into the middle. Going for it again. Coelho almost getting another one, but that is the full-time whistle. And that is a win. Wow. We really pulled that out of the bag at the last minute, didn't we? Good old Zwart. Right, so we're going to say calmly, you played well. It's going to make him happy. And there we go. A victory. 4 wins out of 4 in the Champions League without a massive chunk of our strongest players we have. So I think we're in a good position. Very, very good position. Of course, we've already qualified now for the next round. So it's just a case now, the final 2 games, we're probably going to qualify top now after that win as well. 2-0 win for Atlanta in the group, though. Let's have a look at the schedule then. I think what we'll do is we'll continue doing what we've been doing, to be honest. I'll go through these 3 games again. They should be pretty simple. The 2 league games. I'll come back for Atlanta and International with Liverpool squeeze in the middle. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, please do hit like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Chevy Gamer. Thank you much for watching. By the way, we've got Southampton next round of the Premier Cup, and I will see you all tomorrow for some more Newcastle United. Bye.